They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
All right, we're back in the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons Masters League, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Intel. I'm your host, Vagish Kotsleban, and right now we have a Dota 2 game, which has been
delayed a little bit.
Yeah,
but it's all right.
bad weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I've been asked to inform you, CSGO game ended 16-7 in favor of ATE. So Kappa and boys take a bow. That's good. Moving on, Dota 2, ladies and gentlemen, we have two teams, sister concerned teams, literally, you could say, two brothers having a tiff today.
Like the boy band.
No.
No?
It's as ironic as One Direction.
Yeah.
You see what I did
there?
Yeah. But no, these two brothers, this is not an apne film, Desi version where Sunny Deol and Bobby Deol or God knows who all are going to have like a bashing against each other or something. Was that apne?
I don't watch Hindi movies.
Okay, I forgot. Yeah. I totally forgot. Whichever film it was, let's start off with Team Buriza Youth. All right, that's Team Buriza Youth. Then they'll be going against their brother team.
Yes.
They're literally Team Buriza. All right, that's the team Buriza there, ladies and gentlemen. I did not. Did I say Buriza? It's Buriza. Yeah, it's Buriza. It comes with the swag there.
Yeah.
So now these two teams are going to have a showdown against each other, brother concerned team, sister concerned teams, whatever way you want to put it. And you want to add on to that?
Oh yeah, so if you're talking about Buriza youth in general, this team as of now, they sit 7th on the board. They played 10 games. Actually, if we could see the standings a little bit, according to the morning data
Buriza Youth is 6th, Team Buriza is 4th.
All right, so we have Team Buriza Youth who's sitting 6th on the board. They played 10 games, won 5, lost 5.
Team Buriza is 4th. Buriza Youth is 6th.
So they are sitting with 10 games played, while their brother team, Team Buriza, are sitting 4th on the board. They played 9 games till now. They've taken 7 victories and 2 losses. They're looking pretty fine for themselves, actually, Team Buriza. Also, I always like to say when two teams with the same banner on their names are playing against each other, it means that they're scrimmed a lot, so they know the kind of hero picks and bans that could be possibly happening in this game. And like you mentioned, they are sitting 6th on the board. Last game, of course, for Buriza Youth, while Team Buriza, they have 2 more games left. This one is an important game for them because then they tie up with Rekni Esports if they win this game.
Well, if Buriza wins both their games, they're like sorted. They're making a scene at the finale then.
I hope so. I hope so because Rekni Infinity is sitting right on top of them. But I hope Buriza is able to manage to take this victory. But actually, it won't matter to them that much. They would still sit between the 5th and 6th slot.
True.
So
in that case, in that very same instance also, the council has 1 more game remaining. If they win, they tie up with ATE Gaming, which in that instance would open up the panel for deeper scrutiny to find out who makes it and who doesn't make it. So I hope the council makes it through somehow in the Masters League. They don't deserve to go to challengers.
That is true. I mean, actually, come to think
like
of
even
it,
Akatsuki, I'm not being biased. Okay, like none of these teams deserve to get relegated. But
that's
it's
true.
like as they say, you're always happy to welcome somebody, but you're always sad to say bye-bye to somebody.
That's true. And then more than that, I feel that even if they are going to the Challengers League, that there should be like a promotion relegation round made for these teams because they deserve.
I don't know why they did away with the promotion relegation. Like the final chance to like prove yourself.
Yeah.
God knows what goes through Adi's mind. But coming back to the Dota 2 game at hand, we have the draft, which is predominantly going to be ready by now. So let's head off into the draft and see what we have there. Ooh, okay then.
I see the IO pickup.
I see IO, I like. Night Stalker, Sand King, Nyx Assassin. Is that Nyx Assassin, right?
Yes, that's
they have been banned. Whereas, okay, I can't see
Skyroth,
the Buriza
Mage, Tusker, and Doom get banned out there from Buriza Youth.
Yes.
The first to pick up some Buriza are going to be the Jakiro and Wind Ranger. Meanwhile, Buriza Youth going to pick up that IO. I want to see Buriza Youth also play the Batrider. They like to play that hero quite a bit.
Anti-mage.
I think it's going to be mostly Luna though. I mean, you see an IO and you know that they want to go into some really good combo with that IO. So it could be a Tiny, which I don't want to get my hopes high on. But I definitely feel that it could be a Luna.
But it's a Lion. I think it's a Lion.
Very squishy supports, but coming in from Buriza Youth. They both are not the ideal 4th and 5th role, I would say. I mean, they both fit into the 5th role, but I would see this Lion having a lot of pressure in the game because he would have to concentrate on wards, while 4th role IO will have to go into, getting a bottle, getting those basic items just to keep alive in fights and make sure that whoever is the carry is kind of sustainable with the IO. For now, of course, we do see that Team Buriza playing I like the way they pick their heroes. Jakiro being a long-range stunner. We have the Wind Ranger, who's a very conventional mid-hero. Also with a new added on a Focus Fire, she can run and also continue using her Focus Fire, which is being really helpful for a lot of teams in the ESL India Premiership. For now, they are looking. Of course, the power shot also for Wind Ranger has got buffed quite a bit, so she does have more damage getting done there. But Buriza for now going to just ban out that Tinker. Meanwhile, Buriza Youth going to just ban out the Leshrac. As we see the Leshrac ban, we look at Team Buriza and we're like, maybe a Clockwork would do them great because he does fit into the 4th role. Also, Jakiro can play the 5th. But I also see them picking the Earthshaker. Maybe they like that combination. They also like to play Ancient Apparition quite a bit. So if they opt to pick that hero, also be very interesting to see how these two teams kind of draft out. Also in the mid lane, I could see a Viper by one of these teams, and a reply to that could also be an OD. So an OD versus Viper could be in the mid lane. And talking about carries, my aim would still be on the Luna. It takes some time here, that reserve time. Lots of heroes actually in this option right now, if you think about it. In the mid lane against a Wind Ranger, there are very few heroes who actually can fare really well against her. One of them being the DK, who can sustain against her and also be one of the tanks that Buriza Youth needs in this game. Normally, a team loses a lot, but they don't really have that frontline tank to do all that damage. And DK could be an answer for them from Team Buriza, but they're going to use most of the reserve time. We have 52 seconds on the clock, and they got to make sure that whatever they ban right now is not something Team Buriza want to pick up. And it's going to be the Morphling.
This is interesting, the draft, as literally the moment you said they're going to ban out the Morphling, my ears perked up inside the headphones. Morphling's damn dangerous.
Yeah, he's one of those really strong carries because he's a utility. He's strong. He can be more agility based. He's very sustainable. So there are lots of different reasons why Morphling is picked. I also like Morphling for a reason because he can like get really used by the team after like the 17 18 minute mark. Of course, he does need those really big items, but he can just make that off with just skills. But looking at Team Buriza's bristleback pick, I'm just seeing that they are just getting tankier and tankier. And Buriza Youth, they gotta be, I mean, I hope they're thinking that they gotta pick some really good tanks here. And it's gonna be the Viper of their choice now. Mostly gonna be a mid Viper. Also fares decently well with the IO, plus the Lion can get a good gank off on them. But Buriza, knowing what they want to do here, they're going to pick up the Kotal now. A lot of damage coming. I mean, lot of tower damage coming in here from Team Buriza. They are going to opt to go with the Kotal and the Wind Ranger, both being able to take down towers really quickly. We also have the Jakiro, who's going to make sure that he has his third spell always on the tower. So the potential push coming in from Team Buriza is very interesting. Also, that forces Buriza Youth to kind of take more fights. And that is not something they really want to do. They want to be more into that split, let's go catch one person. But in this case, the only person I see Buriza Youth really catching is the Keeper of the Light, because the Jakiro is not really going to leave the bottom lane. He's just going to be sustainable over there. Meanwhile, the Bristleback is somebody you just don't go for. And the Wind Ranger is just going to escape with her Wind Run. So it's a little risky how Buriza Youth is going to reply to this draft. And they still got to make sure about what they want to pick as their carry, because Viper can't be the carry for them. They want to take something more sustainable. I could even opt to say that a Chaos Knight could work beautifully well for them because the IO fares well with that hero. But they got to take some time. Buriza are taking a lot of time between their picks here.
And they won't have much time. They won't have much time soon. As I can see, the reserve time is in single digits right now.
Oh, and it's going to be the Life Stealer coming in here from Buriza. I didn't think they would go for that pickup because they couldn't really do an Infest Bomb with any particular hero. But I think they want to work out a combination between the IO and the Life Stealer, or maybe, you know, an IO Life Stealer Lion combination, something like that. But I like that they are sustainable now. The Life Stealer can tank as much as the Viper, which gives them a good option to fight. And meanwhile, Buriza are going to ban out the Razor and going to wait to see what their last pick is. But before that, we're going to see the last ban coming in here from Team Buriza Youth. They want to make sure that they know what they want to ban here. It's going to be the carry mostly going to be a ban on the Troll Warlord in my favor. I mean, one of those heroes which can, even the Lycan. I mean, I could see Team Buriza just pick up the Lycan and just go those Necro books on him and just devastate the map. It's just taking down towers. But they're going to ban off the Void for now. They don't want that Keeper of the Light into Jakiro Ice Path, into the Wind Ranger Power Shot, into a Void Chrono. That could also be pretty devastating for Buriza Youth. And with that last ban, they're looking to pick their last hero, and it's mostly going to be their offlaner. So they could go for a Timbersaw. I've seen them play the Timbersaw, but it's going to be a Legion Commander by their side. And interesting pickups here. I don't see enough lockdown coming in here from Buriza Youth. I mean, I do know they have the Lion, but I feel they're a little too dependent on that Lion. Meanwhile, on the other side, we also have very less lockdown from Team Buriza, but they have the Wind Ranger, which indirectly means they have the Shackle Shot, they have the Ice Path, they have the Kotal to kind of, you know, use the mana drain. So they have a lot of sustainability. But for now, Team Buriza, waiting for their last pick. And they're looking very confident in this one. They could pick up something like a Lycan. They could pick up something like even an OD being a carry in this game for them. I think even a Phantom Lancer. Do you want to see a Phantom Lancer or an Anti-Mage?
Anti-Mage. I'd like to see an Anti-Mage.
At least one of our things has come true. We saw an IO. I thought that we will never have a game with IO in it.
But we've seen IO before.
I think once before.
Once before.
I think once before.
Yeah.
Or techies.
Techies we haven't seen.
Techies, I haven't seen a single time, I think.
If techies happens in the LAN finale, I'm going to go screeching.
I think Signify should pick up a techies.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised that they never chose to pick up a
They're the
techies.
most annoying team, the techies. The opposition will never know what
Like,
hit
I
them.
could just imagine A35 playing a techies.
Yeah, he's just like sitting there doing his job, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
it's essentially a 4-man team. Then the 5th man is just like going around.
Okay, they're going to end their draft with the DK. I like the way Buriza has picked very tanky, very sustainable. Of course, they need this kind of sustainability because of the Viper, the Legion, and the Lifestealer. But it's also interesting to see that they have the Kotal on their side, which means that they have a lot of course, considering the DK, he also has his own stun. So
And
there's
plus mana also.
yeah, plus mana, which is going to be an unlimited thing in this case. So I do like both their drafts, but I'm a little keen to see how Buriza Youth is going to turn to play out this kind of draft. Their supports are a little too weak, in my opinion, but I'm hoping to see whether they can pull that off.
All right, so let's quickly head off into game and see what's in store for us then.
Hello folks and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. My name is Vivek, with me is Floki, and we've got a Buriza versus Buriza Youth matchup. Should be a fun game, and it's going to be particularly fun because in chat, when there was a delay, apologies for the delay folks, but when there was one and when we were all waiting for production to join up, I just casually threw out the idea that maybe Core IO is something they could pick for the lulls, because well, Fnatic did it today with a fair amount of success and they've actually picked up an IO. I'm not sure if this is going to be a Core IO. He started with 2 gauntlets going for the Soul Ring. I don't know how much this ends up working.
Yeah, this...
Floki, if your camera is locked, just restart your Dota and reconnect. But till then, we got our trusty observer, Sanjani, who's taking care of the observing for us. Sanjana, if you can, I'm going to talk about the standings, actually. I've got the standings up in front of me, and we got our top 4 teams. Signify, ROG, Reckoning Esports, and Buriza. Reckoning, I played all the 11 games. If I'm not mistaken, you play 11 games in the first phase. Buriza, I've only played 9. And they're just trailing Reckoning by 3 points. So I think we can see them confirm their slot with a victory here. Buriza Youth struggling though. They played 10 games, they've won 5, they lost 5. So they really don't have much to lose.
Yep. Still trying to reconnect here. For some reason, my so the link you gave me, supposedly the link is not working, or maybe there's something wrong on my PC's end. I can't really see the standings.
Okay.
You did mention that Buriza is in top, and I think this is their final game.
They're top 4. No, they've got 2 more games.
Oh, they got 2 more games. Okay.
So they're looking good. They're top 4 with 2 games to go, and they're looking pretty strong. I think one thing that's interesting about this year's ESL India Premiership is that although first place seems kind of, well, locked to some extent because of Signify, second place is definitely where the competition's at. RG Titans, they've won 9 out of 9 games. They've still got 2 games to go, but we have seen teams like Cullies and even Reckoning Esports put up a tough fight. So the fight for second place is going to be really interesting.
Yep. Well, I've connected back into the game, and I don't think this is a core IO. This does look like it's going to be a support IO, but I'm not sure why it's going for a Soul Ring. IO is fundamentally, it has no gender, so you must refer to it as it.
So DJ went Soul Ring today as well. I mean, there are ways you can build the IO. You can even pick up a Helm on the Dominator. You get that regen that you can share. You get an extra creep with a fair amount of HP that you can push with, that you can even farm with. I think the mana from Soul Ring is transferred during the duration of the tether, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the mechanic that he's looking for.
Probably bottom lane, Kotal?
Yeah, Butter, he's got to be careful. Meanwhile, if you look at Buriza's draft, it's centered around this Kotal getting that Ags and them just grouping up and pushing. having the Illuminate heal, having Darshan in the front line, having a Dragon Knight as well. There are a lot of tanky heroes for Buriza Youth to deal with, and defending high ground isn't going to be fun. Fortunately for them, they have this Viper pickup, which is really smart. So you've got Nether Toxin, which applies the break, and the break is badly needed versus both the Bristleback and the Dragon Knight.
Yep. And I think this is something that we need to talk about a bit more, because if you look at the lineup of Buriza, they certainly have lots of ways of dealing with these two heroes. Like, you can just jump on the Bristleback with the duel, and then you can have follow through with the second spell of Viper. I think it's called Nether Toxin. Yep, you can have the follow up with the Nether Toxin, and the Bristleback is almost always going to end up going down. But the good thing is that Buriza Youth have the Scuttle to work with. So if they can find a Blinding Light, the duel can just be rendered useless.
And
Lane-wise, top lane we might be seeing some action here.
yeah, Saurabh just on the safe lane all by himself. He's got 3 mangoes, so he does have like 16.5 points of HP regen, but Banshee, with that moment of courage, proccing just when needed, will find the kill and will find first blood.
Yep,
I mean,
mango build.
Yeah, so Buriza, they still have 2 games to go, but they want to win this. They want to cement their position at LAN, and this win is crucial to them.
Yep. Bottom lane is not looking the best though, because you can see Awakening has been pressured quite heavily.
You got TPs coming in. The IO's here. You got the Bristleback dropping low. The open wounds will wear off. But the Quill sprays, they proc, and he'll find himself not 1 kill, but another for Helm.
That was a Chakra Magic doing its thing there.
Oh, okay. I missed the Chakra Magic.
Yeah, the cooldown reduction along with the Quills. 3-second spell, 1-second cooldown reduction. Oh, and Awakening ate that... What's that spell called? Illuminate. Yeah, he ate the Illuminate as he was TPing in. Top lane though, Banshee dropping fairly low. What's happening?
Yeah. Banshee's got pressed the attack, so he's going to be okay. It's going to be hard for him to find a kill all by himself.
Micro's doing well for himself in the mid lane. It is at the end of the day a Wind Ranger versus the Viper. Wind Ranger, one of those heroes similar to Viper in the sense that you can win your lane really convincingly. Top lane though.
Yeah, what are you looking at up top?
Saurabh dropping low. And he might actually end up surviving here, and there may be a return kill on Banshee, but there's no breathe fire at the moment. Banshee has a lot of movements.
Saurabh was a bit slow on the uptick there. So the Illuminate came through, the tether wasn't active. Saurabh had a moment where he could have quickly popped that mango and gotten the breed fire off. But he pops it a second too late. Yeah.
Oh, misery signals? Well, you've actually found the last right click.
I think we'll know if this is a core IO if he picks up the EXP talent or the damage talent at level 10.
Yeah, probably.
There's still time for that one. The reason I suggested a core IO in Jest is because of what DJ did today with Fnatic.
I haven't seen the game, so...
Oh, it was one of the best games of Dota I've seen in a really long time. Fnatic, I mean, Enemy, he's baffled scientists, analysts, and everyone with his gameplay today. He was on point. A good kind of baffle coming out from Enemy.
I see. I mean, you know, it's always been phases.
And DJ literally carrying on the IO. These were his exact same starting items though. Soul Ring into Urn. But yeah.
Misery Signal? He's gonna be okay. They might go for a return kill here actually. Micro has... Well, he has mana for the wind run, but he just used it. Maybe they could have gone in for the kill there. This is where the wind lace really pays off as a Viper.
Top? Nah, no one's dying.
Yeah, Banshee's gonna live through that. There's a bit of a problem here for Buriza, and that's in this bottom lane. They are not being able to zone out this Bristleback properly. As a result, he's gonna have this really early Vanguard. And then you can see Buriza, they can just group up around this Bristleback and start taking all the tier 1 towers.
Absolutely.
And that just opens up so many windows of opportunity for Buriza. But speaking of Bristleback, he might go down here.
11 1 charges.
Well,
might find a kill actually.
Yeah, it's unlikely that he's gonna die here. I mean, I'm pretty sure Pon has accepted his death, and indeed he has. 1 charges.
Still has them, still has the mango. But yeah, Darshan really... I hate the Bristleback, especially in pubs where you really aren't a coordinated unit. It is such a problem to help your safe laner. And I think in those kind of scenarios, you just have to pick heroes that can deal with the Bristleback all by themselves. Heroes like the Razor, maybe the Ursa, Timbersaw, I don't know.
Yep.
And
Superstar does not deal that well against the bristleback, especially in the early few levels.
right, but once the chakram and all
Yeah.
of that comes online, exactly. And Angela spoke of this in the draft as well, that there isn't a solid vehicle for this lifestealer. She had her questions, her doubts. Maybe Awakening can prove
Mid
us
lane.
wrong. Okay, what are we looking at? At mid man fight between the Windrunner and the Viper and
When
Micro.
did this that?
Well,
What?
gets
Okay.
the kill in his death. Uh,
Okay.
he
Viper got
didn't
the
get
XP.
the EXP, exactly, and Micro didn't even get a significant difference in terms of goal, but got the kill nonetheless.
Yeah,
And
he
they're both
actually
gonna
lost gold.
kills everywhere as the Cottle ends up falling down bottom. Team Buriza trying to make a statement in this offlane.
Yeah, the why DOTA at its finest. Just pick bristleback, run into your heroes, smash your buttons, and have fun
Yeah,
playing the game of DOTA.
and
Dota's
we love
really
to
fun.
pick the Bristleback as well.
I
Loves
don't
to.
blame him. Bristleback is a very fun hero.
It is, and they're drafted around it. He's had a good start in the lane. Look at Awakening. He's searching for his face boots, and Darshan's gonna have. He has his Vanguard. I think it's flying out to him. But we might see a little bit of action up top as Micro with an Invis rune looking to make a play. 3 points in the wind rod, 2 in the power shot, none in the shackle, but Buriza will die for this. The power shot and the breed fire, enough nuke damage to bring down the Legion. Wisp looking for the trade, but Saurabh will get himself a double with a little bit of assistance from Micro.
Yeah. Good thing about the Wind Ranger is that she can rotate early on, especially if she puts a couple of points in Shackle Shot. I see Micro has chosen not to do that, probably because there's a lot of physical damage from the side of Buriza in this early game, and that's the only way the Wind Ranger really goes down.
Yeah,
Either
that was
she gets right click or gets Viper Strike.
that was a good play coming out from Micro. I just think that he could have done it a little different in the sense that he could have moved top with a
Bottom
TP
lane.
scroll. Down bottom, first duel of the game, resulting in a kill, in a victory. In fact, Banshee still alive with Darshan, looking for some sort of a trade. Misery signals dropping low under star. The Illuminate from Butter, bringing down Banshee, and this is yet another kill for Darshan.
I mean, Darshan has just been a big menace in this bottom lane. He has his Vanguard finished up. He's getting closer to his Solar Crest as well. Viper?
Viper moves bottom, the Nether Toxin not applied onto the Bristleback. He walks into it. Another instance of the Nether Toxin coming out, and they might finally find Darshan. I'm not even sure. The third Nether Toxin, it works like a charm and gets him the kill and that killing spree. All that gold going towards the line, they're looking towards Helm. A trade elsewhere as Helm actually with the Liquid Fire finding himself the Lion and Awakening. He's going to be okay.
Yep. Well played by the Viper there. He was constantly at the front of the Bristleback, never attacking to the back, only when Nether Toxin is available. And as a result, they find that kill. So, really good mouse movement from Hello. I think that's what its name is, probably?
The Viper?
Yeah, it is a weird...
I think it's
name.
Devoid. Up top, though.
Oh.
A little bit of action coming up from Buriza. Youth the duel onto the Dragon Knight. No burst damage just yet from the Infest. They might not find the duel victory. And at the rate at which things are going, they might not even find the kill itself.
Yeah.
Saurabh's going to be okay.
Oh, those raindrops coming in handy there.
Mid lane,
Up
Micro dropping low, just goes in with the focus fire, dances around the IO. Saurabh finally will end up falling up top, but Micro finds himself misery signals in the mid lane.
Yeah. So a problem with the high Wind Ranger just runs at you and there's absolutely nothing you can do, especially if you're all by yourself. So maybe they should I mean, you can see that Micro is always eager to go for these solo kills. Maybe a bait play could be amazing here for the side of Buriza. You just bait out your IO, put a hero or two behind him, preferably the Lion and the Viper, and then you just start finding kills onto Micro, who's I mean, it's not really his fault. He can't go for these kills, so he's supposed to.
So
But he needs his team to back him up too if something goes south.
I think two major problems with what Micro's been doing on this Windrunner. The first time was when he went top and found himself a kill onto the IO and helped secure a kill onto the Legion Commander. Actually, both kills went to Saurabh. But when he went top with that Invis rune, he didn't have a TP. Viper took away most of the tier 1 tower. Micro finds himself a kill, moves towards the hard camp near the Dire offlane shrine, farms a couple of creeps, farms this without a TP and gives up his tier 1 tower. That was really unnecessary, and I think a better mid laner wouldn't have given away his tier 1 tower just by being absent from the lane.
probably. Maybe there was some call miscoordination there. Probably Micro think that his teammates will be able to defend the tier 1, but it does end up going down. And
Yeah.
sort of bad as a Wind Ranger who, I mean,
He's
the lane
excellent.
was even. Yeah, but like she's really good at taking down towers and defending it.
Yeah.
Look at Dashin. I mean, this Whistle Black is going to be so much scarier.
He's trying to farm up what seems to be a hood, and then he's moving towards the Solar Crest. I think Buriza can start to group up a little bit more. Down bottom, Micro looking for a solo pick-off onto the Viper, will not find it. And Micro showing off how much he's invested in his Battle Pass with that taunt.
I think that's an old taunt. I don't think it's a new one.
Okay, I'm an absolute noob when it comes to cosmetics.
That's alright. We all have to suck at something.
Maybe I shouldn't be allowed to suck at so many things, but yeah, up top, Sora looking to bring down Awakening. Awakening turns, has the IO. It's just 1 point in the overcharge. Not sure, but IO out of position, gets caught in the shackles and will end up falling.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate there. Awakening doesn't have his armlet, so I'm not sure why they would make this play for Buriza.
Yeah.
They're really trying to bring down Sora, but Sora is a tanky beast. He has 3 points in the Dragon's Blood, so he has 9 armor, he has 8 HP regen, and he also has his teammates backing him up. So getting a kill on this guy is not going to be easy. Or even if you do get a kill, you're probably going to lose a teammate or two.
Exactly.
So.
I mean, what I'd like our observer to bring up is net worth, and you can see how much this Lifestealer is struggling. And 14 minutes in, he may or may not find his armlet, but it might be too late as Micro finds another. The Macropie is there from the Jakiro. There was a relocate coming in, a duel onto the twin-headed dragon. Maybe they find the kill. Indeed they do. It's a Jakiro for a line. It's space for the Bristleback, and now Awakening wants to fight all by himself, commits the rage in the open wounds. Does have the infest, trying to search and find a creep that he can infest into, but the shackles are there and he's going to end up falling. Slight overextension coming out from Awakening.
Yep.
And that's going to just put him further behind. I mean, the Dragon Knight does more with less farm, just needs levels early on with Dragon's Blood. And based on that, they're starting to group up. And this Lifestealer, he's being forced to come to fights and he can't really offer too much.
Yeah, I think this Lifestealer should be given some space to farm at least. You can see bottom lane is occupied by the Viper, and the Viper had a fairly decent start, so he doesn't really need all the
Lion does get the kill with the Finger of Death. Will bring down the Windrunner, and they're looking for more. The overcharge is there, but Dragon Knight's going to be healthy, courtesy that blinding light they're chasing. They haven't got the relocate, but they've got the duel, and with the break, they'll find themselves another. Devoid being at the right place at the right time.
I mean, the duel was super long range there. How did that happen? That's really weird. Okay, so the LC was standing over here, and
he
the
got
Dragon
the duel
Knight was over here. You only have this much range as an LC. I don't know how he got the duel all the way there. It's really surprising. Just some things that
top, down bottom rather. IO caught in the shackles, and the Macropio will fall. Micro, I mean, he was getting closer and closer to that Maelstrom, but he doesn't have it just yet. He's going to man-fight the Viper, and this is not a battle he can win as Devoid gets himself a double. He's being tagged by that Liquid Fire, and he's going to end up falling to the Illuminate. Butter finds himself a mega kill streak, and he's getting closer and closer to that Axe Scepter, only missing one component. And I presume once he gets his Axe, that's when Buriza will look to group up. The best thing the Buriza youth can do right now is keep finding pickoffs.
Yeah, probably. Viper did have one charge there, but surprised he didn't pop them and switch to int. Maybe if he, switch to strength. If he popped the wand and switched to strength, he would have looked there from the Illuminate.
Yeah.
And the Scottle's starting to get closer and closer to his axe. This is really scary for Buriza because they don't deal too well with the Cottle axe. Heroes apart from the Lifesteal and the Legion Commander are going to have a lot of trouble. And as a Viper, you never want yourself to be, what's that spell called? Mana Leak. You don't ever want yourself to be Mana Leak because you have a hard time moving as it is.
Viper walks in, gets knocked around. This time the LC's there, has the Lifestealer invested inside of him, the Windrun. Buying time for Micro. They might get the kill though with the further control coming out from the line. Earth Spike onto the Dragon Knight. They'll bring down the Wind Ranger, move towards the Dragon Knight, and he's looking to run. He's got himself a haste rune. He's going to be okay. Not a dual victory for the LC, but oh, kill nonetheless. And here comes Starshin. Darshan, he's tanky, he's strong, but he's missing his wind range, and Io does relocate out of battle, leaves Banshee all by herself, and Banshee will fall. Darshan chasing for more, and Ice Path could set up. Darshan doesn't have the vicious nasal goo and doesn't really have too much control beyond that.
Yeah, probably a mistake in not going for the Viscous Nasal Goo early on as a bristleback. Especially when you're against a Viper. It's really handy to have at least one value point on it. It gives you a stacking slow of 3%. I mean, the base movement slow is 20%, and it stacks for 3% thereafter. So not too
Up
bad
top,
for one skill point.
Io just gets run at. Not much this Io can do, and yeah, it's gonna end up falling.
I don't think so.
I love playing the Wind Ranger, man. I mean, you have to be a special kind of idiot to lose your lane as the Wind Ranger, and then they're just all these tempting heroes that you can just run at. Usually there's something like an Ancient Apparition or an Io, just run at them. What can they do, really?
Yeah, I mean, this is where you really start banging your head against the keyboard and just rage quit if you're support players. I know that feeling of being run at as a poor Ancient Apparition.
Have you played the Wind Ranger of late?
No, I absolutely despise that hero and I'll never play that hero.
What?
In
She's
my own
great at
thoughts.
mid.
She's great at mid, but she's one of those heroes that I don't like in all honesty. The whole concept of Wind Range is extremely annoying. From her personality to her voice lines. Let's just leave my opinion to myself there. I want to go too in depth about it.
Look at what's going on at mid.
Yeah, I mean, this is so disgusting.
The Acceptor, the Dragon Knight and the Bristleback, and LC goes in, doesn't give a damn. Banshee's got to be careful. The Io healing up the LC as much as possible with the finger in the Earth Spike. They'll find themselves Darshan. Awakening loops in from the back, can't really get too much done. Banshee finally ends up falling to Micro, not really sure why. Where rather, they got the Nether Toxin, but the Dragon Tail is there controlling the Viper. Illuminate as well, healing them all up. Viper trying to man fight 4 goddamn freaking heroes, and even a Viper can't win that man fight. Awakening looking for more, will find himself the Jakiro. Micro doing damage on the side along with Butter, cleans up on the Io as well, and they're looking towards the Lion. The Breed fire the power shot, they'll find themselves Pawn, and they might even find themselves this tier 2 tower. Beautiful stuff coming out from Buriza. Buriza youth really trying to win a fight that they can't. Daytime, Axe, Dragon Knight, Bristleback, it's so goddamn hard.
Yeah, this was a draft where Buriza youth they had to come out on top in at least one lane, but top they didn't. I mean, they killed the Dragon Knight, but it's just a Dragon Knight at the end of the day, and I mean, if you look at this Dragon Knight, it's essentially an offlane Dragon Knight. He was just sacked by his team while Buriza just tri-lane bottom. You really have to shut down the Wind Ranger, or maybe, say, the Bristleback. If you don't do either of that, Buriza, they can just get away with shenanigans like these. And Butter has his axe, so these shenanigans, I mean, there's no way for them to deal with this. You have Bottle, axe...
Duel up top, they're looking towards the Wind Ranger. They should find the kill. Damage over time. Oh, there's a heal from the Illuminate. Butter, the medic that every team needs, keeps his core Wind Ranger alive. And now, Buriza, they could look to go back in. I mean, Micro could TP back base and get recalled. That's exactly what's going to happen.
My god, Micro is just being so damn cheeky with the voice line.
I didn't hear the voice line. What did he say?
It's I don't think so. You know, really sassy way.
That's
so, yeah, something Wind Ranger's always been good at.
Absolutely. I'd like to see Buriza just claim more tier 2 towers. They need to. They can move a bit more effectively as a team, but I think it's night time, so they're just being a little bit more cautious. Micro has completed the Maelstrom, is looking towards the 4-star. 4-star and not a blink. I think it's primarily just to run away from the open wounds and the slow coming up from the Viper. So makes sense.
Yeah. Wait a second. What?
What are you looking at?
Okay, never mind. Yeah. No, I couldn't see the medallion for Darshan there, but I just switched over inventories and checked back, and there he has it. So they could still go Roshan from the side of Buriza. This is what I was trying to say. They have the Viscous Nasal Goo. Oh my!
That's BM. That's BM. That's pure BM. Okay, so guys, for a little bit of context, I mean, I don't know how widespread this is, but at least when we folks play party MMR at AFK Gaming, if someone's playing horrible, we just tip them. Usually we tip our opponents.
Oh my god, this is
They're tipping each other. They're having a laugh. They're enjoying themselves. And Awakening is not going to have too much fun down bottom. Beautifully done. Shackle shot, Illuminate, secondary Illuminate, Awakening. Could have raged and infested into the siege creep, but was a bit slow. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
So another thing that Buriza have going for themselves is, like I said, Rush. You have Viscous Nasal U, that lowers armor, and you have the Solar Crest. So a lot of minus armor, and along with the Focus Fire, they can actually take down Rush pretty fast. And a Bristleback with 2 lives is going to be so hard to deal with if you're Buriza.
Right. You know, if I were Buriza youth, I'd probably go Rush right now. I mean, they had this timing. They went for the tier 1 tower up top. But with the IO and press the attack and whatnot, and even a medallion on Banshee, they could rush on themselves. But now, 21 minutes in, they've been forced to defend high ground. Glyph being forced out. It is night time, and there's the duel straight away. Took a second, did duel the Dragon Knight, the Bristleback actually, and they're looking towards the Bristle, but they won't find the kill. That blinding light, knocking Banshee out of position. The line dropping low will fall to the Breathe Fire. D-Board with the Nether Toxin trying to do as much as possible. The Lifestealer was looking towards the Jakiro, but doesn't get that kill either. Buriza Youth, they're missing their off lane and their 5 position. And they can't do too much. The Nether Toxin being the only saving grace for Buriza Youth in these team fights. But Awakening, he's got to be careful. He's only got himself an armlet. He really loved that Desolator, but that tier 3 tower, copying a fair amount of damage. And you know what? I want to see Buriza Youth just TP. Oh, they've all gone. Okay, I'd like to see Buriza just go home and get recalled by that Keeper of the Light. But they want to make base trips. It's okay.
Yeah, they can wound the Rosh Pit as well. And this is a slight problem for Buriza. They tried pushing high ground when it was nighttime. But regardless, they did get a lot of damage off on the tier 3 tower. So maybe that was worth it. But ideally, when you have a Kotl on your team, you want to push in the daytime so the heal can kick in. And also you have the bonus vision. So you can see the LC coming in every single time there's a duel and be ready to respond. Well,
Yeah.
Buriza, they did plant this cheeky observer ward here, if you have
Down
followed.
bottom. Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly. I mean, that's a good word. It's going to become day in a minute or so. I'd like to see them move towards bottom. The last thing they could do right now is get picked off.
Yeah, but look at Buriza, they're looking for blood. I mean, they're trying really hard, and Lion has his blink.
The Lion smoke did end up getting popped there, courtesy the Wind Ranger. But he just blinked onto the high ground and assumed that there was someone there and not someone in Invis, and Micro is going to be okay. Dispels the smoke, and yeah, Buriza, they're pushing through the mid lane. Once again, daytime in around 33 seconds. And they'll start chipping away on this tier 3 tower.
Yeah, they still haven't done Rosh. I think they're saving Rosh for next game. Not entirely sure, but that's probably what's going on in my head right now.
I think, I don't know. I mean, so what Buriza Youth are doing down bottom is somewhat inefficient as well.
Yep. I mean, they're just wasting their time trying to push this tier 1 tower. No one's going to show up to defend it. It's a tier 1, and it's near the off lane. You're only really defending this off lane tier 2 tower because that's really what's helping you defend this triad of camps you have here. Off lane tier 1 only gives you 1 point of access to the this little trio of camps you have there, and that's this part.
I think
that's all you get.
At
So
this stage,
not the place you want to fight.
Yeah, at this stage it's pointless, really. I mean, if they did it earlier, wait, why is Darshan TPing it?
Not too sure, but the Roshan is almost over. Gonna find
But
the
Darshan could die now. That could cost Buriza.
yeah.
Well,
Darshan is certainly gonna
look
fall.
at this. Look at this. Why? I mean,
Yeah, it's a lifestealer with an Desolator and an armlet, so at this point he's gonna hit hard, and he's gonna hit like bricks because you also have the Solar Crest from Banshee. Wait, it's the medallion, but
now they have to wait
yep.
a good 30 seconds before they can.
And here's the mark of a good team. Here's what they'll do immediately. They're gonna try and go for another pickoff, and they're just gonna try and accelerate that. Make sure that this Aegis never really bears fruit for Buriza, especially once you get the ball rolling. Duel is a low cooldown as a spell. So by the time Bristleback does respawn, you can find another kill somewhere else on the map. It's really boils down to Buriza just making one slight misstep here and there, straying a bit too far behind or far forward or far to the side. And
that was the first misstep, really. I think the number one thing to not do when you're a lineup that's meant to push is get picked off all by yourself without serving any greater purpose.
yep.
Anyway, Darshan's respawn. He's up top. Micro can get recalled as well. He's the one sitting with the Aegis up top. Another duel. They're looking towards the Bristleback. They're trying to bring him down once more. They'll get the kill. Darshan died twice in the past couple of minutes. They'll find the line. Sora being slowed down. Butter will end up falling in the Dragon Knight. Pops the Elder Dragon form, caught in the Nether Toxin, has nowhere to go in Buriza Youth. Is getting a bit collapsed, get picked off one by one. The Wind Ranger not even in the vicinity, gets recalled. It was a buyback coming out from Butter.
Man,
It's
what a
buyback.
weird set of engagement.
Yeah, I think that just... I'll call that indiscipline.
Yeah, indiscipline and sort of overconfidence at his finest, to be honest. Micro just TP'd to the to the bottom lane as an Aegis carrier. If you just go to the bottom lane as an Aegis, that's like go time. That's a big green light for Buriza Youth to just try and take a team fight. And you can see Buriza, this wasn't communicated, so they were still sticking around for the push. As a result, they all end up going down without the Aegis carrier, without the Wind Ranger, and suddenly your Aegis, I mean, sure, it was nice, you got the Aegis and you have an extra life, but what is that extra life worth if you're not the ones who's out on the aggression?
Yeah.
Viper, what the hell is he trying to do?
I mean, I don't know. Hey, wait, is that a relocate? I'm not sure, but Viper might just end up falling. The Ice Path catches Lion as well. Lion turns around, drops a nice Earth Spike, and with the duel on the finger, they'll find themselves a Bristleback. They'll turn, they'll find themselves Hell, and Micro, all by himself, has got to be careful. He doesn't have the wind run for a bit, but he's got the Aegis, and he's looking towards the IO. Press the attack, buying him time. They're trying to bring down Misery's signals, but he's still alive. Has the medallion. Unfortunately, there's just too many trees in his own jungle, and Micro gets himself a mega kill streak.
Yep. So, I think Awakening should have just relocated out the Viper over there. That's a bit of a misstep from Viper and also a bit of a misstep from Awakening. Happens when you don't play the IO very often. You can't really judge a scenario and realize when it's a good time to take a fight, when it's not a good time to take a fight. Boils down to instinct and a lot of IO play, and I don't think Awakening has... I mean, Misery Signals has a lot of that on his back.
They've got the recall, but Loki, I don't think they're going to be pushing for a bit. But they had a 7,000 net worth advantage if you're taking a look at the net worth graphs. Nearly 7,500. 2 plays has bought down, 2 plays of indiscipline and poor communication has brought down that advantage to 3,000 gold. All of a sudden, the Bristleback doesn't feel as invincible as he once was. And Buriza Youth, I mean, they could still win this.
Yeah, by all means. Lifestealer, he's getting closer to his Assault Cuirass, so the minus armor is going to go even further for the side of Buriza. Most of the damage is physical in the form of the LC as well as the Viper. I mean, Viper you can argue he's magical, but he does benefit from a lot of minus armor.
Look at this, Darshan, please don't get picked off again, please! I mean, he might, no, he's not going to survive. The Earth Spike catches Micro, and they'll bring down the Wind Ranger. That's only the Aegis, and Illuminate is coming through, but it is nighttime. Buriza, they've got to get out of here, and the Ice Path as well as the Macro Pyro will secure their safe retreat. And
Fawn is just chilling on the high ground.
Wait,
Lightning Light pushed him back there. Yeah, the Lightning Light pushed him back there. Good position for Lion actually, because now he doesn't have to worry about getting caught upon.
He's getting some good wards down on the side, and Buriza Youth trying to find their way back into this game.
Yeah, Buriza Youth, they've actually played this quite well. They've punished the mistakes on the side of Buriza, and Saurabh might just be the next one.
Yep, they've got Mystery Signals. They're looking for the kill. Press the attack, not enough. But the question is, does the Dragon Knight end up falling as well? Banshee blinks forward, doesn't have the duel, has it now, but he's been caught in the Ice Path. He's going to end up falling. It's a double kill for Micro. D-Void just hung around a bit too much. Someone stunned that Viper, the stun. A second too late, and fortunately Viper ends up surviving. There was a buyback coming out from the IO. But Buriza, they find themselves a couple of kills. They've got the Elder Dragon form. Wait, what? Okay, it doesn't... are you looking at a green dragon?
Yeah, I am looking at a green dragon. It's a visual bug.
It's
Dragon
a visual
has
bug.
had it for a while. Even I've been experiencing this in my pubs. Don't worry, the dragon is still...
it's the Frost
Dragon. Yeah, you can see from the auto attacks.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I saw him use the Elder Dragon form. It was blue. Then he turned green, and I was like, probably I need to get my eyes checked. But yeah, the tips are still coming through. The BM is there.
I mean, it's just Buriza Youth BMing themselves.
Yeah.
The Lifestealers just tipped the line, but... Lifestealer is also going to finish the Assault Cuirass soon, so he's going to be really hard to take down. Even if Wind Ranger finds a Shackle, it's going to be hard to bring him down with the Assault Cuirass there, with the Armlet, and... I mean, he has, I think, upwards of 20 armor. So he's going to be okay.
Bring up one item cup that I really don't see the value of. Saurabh's first item after the treads and the drums was a hood on the Dragon Knight. I really not too sure why he went for that casual hood. The problem is physical damage. The problem is not the magical damage coming up from the line.
I think this was not a game to go hood, like you rightly mentioned. Sure, there is a lot of magical damage from the side of Buriza, but even then, the magical damage is not something that you want to address, especially if it's not their primary way of taking you down. It is the physical damage, like you mentioned. So you're better off itemizing into items like the Heaven's Halberd, into items like maybe the Shadow Blade, the Blink Dagger, that help you initiate, BKB as well. And like, stop going for this Carry Dragon Knight build. Your team needs someone to go in, get that initiation going for themselves, because Micro, he can't always find a reliable shackle shot. Also, he doesn't want to be the first one to go in a team fight. That's not the position you want to be in if you are a Wind Ranger.
Got him started up again. Not a fan. This might work if he has teammates in the vicinity, and now Misery Signals. They
Really
might
good
catch him, but he's got a Glimmer Cape. He can Glimmer Cape TP. I'm looking at the supports on the side of Team Buriza, and Butter. Butter's got a gem. So the IO probably ends up falling. Welcome back, Misery Signals.
It's the good old birthday bombs from the side of Buriza.
Oh yeah.
Pawn is getting closer to his 4 stuff, and he's doing decently. I mean, he's doing decent on his line, in all honesty. Level 14, 32 minutes in is not that bad, especially when you consider how often this line has been dying. Once he has a level 15 talent up, which he does now, he's going to have that extra gold per minute to go for. And with that, he can itemize into items like the E-Blade, into items like... I'm not going to say... I really want to say the Axe, but I don't think he's going to go for an Axe this game. So, E-Blade isn't a bad choice. 4 stuff. You can maybe even pick up the Atos this game. Not too bad against the Wind Ranger to lock her in one place to prevent her from running away.
Spirit Vessels and Yule Scepters are good for either side.
Yeah, Yule Scepter is also a great item, like you mentioned.
Yeah. The Yules are particularly good versus the Legion Commander. Because LC...
I'm talking about the Lion.
Yeah, I mean, even Lion could build one, for sure. There's value in a Yules or Spirit Vessel for both supports, I think. There's even value in upgrading that Ghost Scepter to an E-Blade for either one of these supports. Obviously, Butter is queued up the Sheep Stick, which is definitely a lot better. Wind Rangers picked up an Ag Scepter. Now, this might allow some solo killing potential, and I mean, there is an IO coming in, but Misty Signals can't really do too much. His Tether on cooldown, he might be next, and Sorab gets himself a double kill.
No buybacks of Buriza. This is the window that Buriza are looking for.
Absolutely. They haven't got the Aegis, they've got the Ag, so Micro could just focus fire the tier 3. Might not even need to do that. First, they'll look to force out the Glyph.
This is also easily, I mean, a set of 2 sets of racks and a tier 3 tower on top of that possible. If Micro uses his focus fire right now, he can find the tier 3 mid as well.
I wonder if they committed for the barracks or for the tier 3. No,
they committed for the wiper.
Okay. I don't know. I think Darshan just has to run in and make space while the big boys take down the structures. And
but
he doesn't even need to make space. He isn't. I think that if Darshan looks back at this game, he should recognize that he had this timing window, and he sort of didn't use it to its fullest really.
A BKB wouldn't be too bad for the Crystal Pack this game actually, because you can not give a hoot about the Nether Toxin, you don't have to give a hoot about the poison attack or the corrosive skill.
Well, quick Blink coming out from the LC with the Ice Path controlling him, Yule Scepter from the Jakiro keeping the line at bay, and Buriza, you desperately looking to catch Buriza, but they won't really find anyone. There's one important aspect of the game that has come into play that we haven't spoken much about, Floki, is that the IO is level 15. So that's multiple Viper strikes coming out from the Viper. That's Lion just having that AoE finger. That's the Legion Commander being invulnerable for the duration of a duel.
That is also a lifestealer who can eat another teammate inside him, infest into the IO, and make a 4-man gank happen on the map.
Absolutely. 4-man Aegis steal. But yeah, there are a lot of possibilities. It remains to be seen how creatively Buriza youth play around their IO and their talent of his.
I think it'd be a wise decision to sort of infest and assimilate someone and make a 4-man gank happen from the side of Buriza youth. And But you really are only able to do that if you have vision on the map. And speaking of vision, they have none of it except in this top half of the map.
Yeah.
Where it's sort of useless, to be honest. I mean,
At what be in the Radiant Tier 1, it's weird.
yeah.
Around the Radiant Tier 1.
The Kotl has the Ags and Gems, so at this point, none of your wards are going to be up on the they're not going to stay up on the map. As a result, you just have to use your game sense, you have to use your map knowledge and try and figure out where the enemy is going to be.
So Buriza Youth, or rather Buriza, could do two things right now. They could be patient and wait for daytime. And not die for a couple of minutes, 4 minutes to be exact. Or they could just go the wide down the mid lane with Aegis and Chase.
Yeah, they definitely could.
I don't mind patience just because Saurabh is getting closer and closer to his BKB.
Well, when everything else fails, you try the ultimate pub strategy and you try to tilt your enemies.
The reason I bring up Saurabh's BKB is that Nether Toxin doesn't pierce spell immunity. I know the damage doesn't. I'm not sure if the break pierces spell immunity or
no,
not.
it does
I think it
Nether
doesn't.
None of the three basic spells on Viper pierce spell immunity except for the Viper Strike.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's actually a strong spell. I mean, that's a strong item rather.
Yeah.
So yeah, Saurabh is going to move on to the shrines, get closer and closer to that BKB of his. And all Buriza have to do is not get picked off.
Yeah.
Till then.
I think in this meta, a lot of laners and maybe even position pros have opted to, who can farm up the item, have opted to go for the Aeon Disc a lot more often than the BKB. Well, Viper, he can just throw out Battle Strikes every 12 seconds. He can just throw out Viper Strikes, not Battle Strikes. Battle Strike is Sand King. He can throw out Viper Strikes every 12 seconds and nothing is stopping him.
Yeah, so he's popped the Aeon Disc once, and that's at least 75 to 80 seconds. 80 seconds, I don't know. Good amount of time without it.
Yeah, indeed.
And Saurabh, how much does he need? He needs a fair amount of gold. But yeah, so I think Buriza, they're doing the smarter thing. They're waiting for Saurabh's BKB. He's got... How much does he need? 1,000, 1,600, 1,375.
He just needs 100 more gold.
Okay, good.
And then he's good.
I think 2 arts majors doing math isn't a fun thing. So
hey, I
didn't
used to do
even
science.
try. Okay.
I used to do science till 12th. Then I realized life sucks and I switched over to arts. But Saurabh bought the Assault Cuirass this game. This is especially it's not something you want to do when you have a Bristleback on your team. Ideally, you want to leave the Assault Cuirass for the Bristleback to have.
Saurabh didn't go for the BKB, he went for an Orchid. I think the plan is to jump the IO. He's going towards a Bloodthorn. I don't know. Press the attack will dispel the Orchid. Fun fact. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how this works out.
I don't either.
I mean, if they win, they're going to be okay with this item choice. But if they lose, they might be a lot of tipping after this game.
I mean,
let's just put it nice.
Yeah, but this is another thing that I have a problem with. Like, if you win a game and everything goes well, why do you not bring up the problems? I think it's more than necessary to bring up the problems that you have in the game, even when you win. You don't just like let things slide like the
problem number one it made. You will.
Oh boy, that's a big kill. Gem on the ground.
Buyback as well, and Kotl wants to fight immediately. They're looking towards the LC. Misery Signals is there with the overcharge and the relocate, keeping Banshee healthy, but Lion just being run at here by Micro will end up falling. 51 seconds without the line, no buyback as well, and Misery Signals gonna come back to where he once was. He's gonna find 5 heroes surrounding him, and Micro will find himself a double kill. The tier 3 tower dropping low. Misery Signals does have his buyback on the IO if need be. Glyph being forced out. Buriza Youth making one last stand. It is going to turn into daytime soon. 5 seconds to be precise. The Buriza Youth, they've lost at tier 3. They're looking to fight the Shackles though. Setting up for Awakening. Awakening pops the rage at the way in. Looks to turn. Looks to find a target. Doesn't find one. Infests into the creeps. But Viper, D-Void, being run down here by the Bristleback and the Dragon Knight. Pops his BKB defensively. And Micro with the focus fire will just run down Awakening. Buybacks coming out from the Lifestealer, the Wisp dead once again, and Banshee all by himself. Not sure what he's looking to do, will end up falling as well. Both Banshee and the Lifestealer looking to buy back, and once again, another focus fire by Micro. Pushing D-Void back. Banshee walking ahead, has the duel. Micro doesn't have the Aegis, he's got to be careful. He's swiveling left and right. Finally finds the kill onto the Viper, but he might have overstepped his bounds. Fortunately for him though, Banshee doesn't have the duel, and the Wind Run Giving him invis allows him to clean up on the LC as well. This micro Wind Ranger just being a bit too much of a problem, and it's daytime again. The heat will start to kick in, but micro feels like he doesn't need it. Goes AFK, types Marley finger, and then zaps his death like a man. GG, well played is the call, as Saurabh will just work away on the tier 3s. Or the tier 4s rather. Beautiful stuff coming out from Buriza. A good draft,
Yeah.
but the execution could be so much better.
Come on, man. The execution could have been a lot better. Let's not cut them so much slack. I think they played well, but they certainly had a lot of things that they want to look at and improve upon. A few item choices, a few decisions that they made incorrectly, and perhaps going for Roshan a bit early, I think.
Absolutely. And then these will cost you versus better teams. And I mean,
definitely.
one can say that, well, we're doing it now because we feel confident we can win, but just playing consistently disciplined Dota is a habit that needs to be formed. And it's not a habit that gets picked up in a day. That mindset, it's a shift in mindset, and it's something that can help Buriza move on to the next level. They played 10 games. The standings will be updated, but they've shot ahead of Reckoning Esports. Beautiful stuff coming out from Buriza, but still a lot left to be decided just yet. This is the end of the Dota 2 broadcast. My name is Vivek. With me was Floki. Feedback is welcome at facebook.com/VivekCasting and facebook.com/FlokiDota. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to throw it over to the analyst panel. Angela and Vagish, it's all yours.
All right, everybody. The Dota game ends, and it's the elder brother which wins. Always.
Always? I think always, yeah.
I mean, elder brother, bada bhai. You can't say anything. Parents will beatify you. Then if you do anything,
That's true.
it's a scene, man. It's a scene. But both the Burizas played well. Both brothers played well. Sadly, it just was
The elder
not the
brother's day.
Yeah, it was the elder brother day.
Yeah.
Official elder brother day today.
As we talk about this game, I mean, there were a few things that went wrong. I mean, I did see a few parts of the game that kind of made me question what exactly was happening there, Buriza youth. Because this fight in general, I mean, I saw it. The keeper of the line, of course, playing beautifully well here, knocking out that Legion commander out of the fight completely, which kind of started being the drop in performance in Buriza youth. The lifestealer, of course, trying to do quite a bit. In the early stages of the game, in the first 16 minutes, I saw the lifestealer. He was literally sitting 5th when it comes to net worth. But after this fight, the momentum started to build a little bit for Buriza youth. Even though they were losing one-side racks, I saw them getting a little bit more confident because the Legion commander and the lifestealer started getting a few items, and here we see that Buriza youth fought back pretty brilliantly. This was a time when I felt that, okay, you know what, they have a better chance of taking this game. They even managed to take them down. They managed to take the DK down. Also, in the early stages, they were trying to aim the bristle back a lot more than the back supports, which kind of affect the game quite a bit. But in the end, after these two, 3 kills, I saw Buriza youth with that hope that, yeah, you know, we've got this. We can like play safe and work this out. We'll definitely be able to take this game later in the stage. But then things just started falling out for them really, really bad. I mean, the IO pickup, I do like it to a certain extent, but it is also very risky and situational.
It needs to be fine-tuned, the usage.
Like I felt like they lacked a lot of disability in my terms, because there was nobody really to go forward other than the Lion. But when you send a hero like a Lion in the front and he dies, then how do you kind of continue that kind of fight, because you have nobody else to really catch. While the IO was trying to do the best he can, he could buy back, he could save his team, but who's going to really lock Buriza down when they're doing things like this, you know? And this was the other part where things just started going all haywire and out of the box for Buriza youth. They tried and they tried again, but the damage coming in from a bristleback, a DK, and a Wind Ranger was just too much for them to take, in my opinion. And with that, they almost... that was like the final nail on the coffin for them. But at the end of the day, I mean, they played well. But I think they should just like, go back and sit with the elder brother and ask them that, hey, what do you think I could have done
tips
better?
Bhaiya, give me tips na.
I felt that even the position of just killing a tank too often is that you forget that there are heroes like the Keeper of the Light, who when you don't kill is just going to go out and farm more and more. And he had an Agnum Scepter, he was well-to-do, he was fine and very heavy built himself. And the Jakiro was like, nobody even decided to attack the Jakiro because they were so obsessed with killing the DK and the Bristleback.
Gandalf of the Valve servers.
Yeah, you could say that.
Keeper of the Light.
But a good try. I like that they picked the IO. The Legion Commander was good pickup. Once they kind of got the momentum, I think Buriza could have fought back really well. It was just that they didn't have that kind of lockdown to help them out. And maybe that's why this loss would be really severe for them.
Interesting, interesting. Well, this sums up today's Dota 2 game, and effectively today's is ESL India Premiership 2018 edition. Very, very few games left to go till the LAN finale.
Yeah.
We are literally on the cusp of the LAN finale.
Tomorrow is the 50th day.
Yeah. So, well, this is what we have for you guys in today's edition. We'll be back again tomorrow with more games. Same time, same place. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also press that bell icon. Cheers.
They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
Guy's out.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.